First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, double honor to the Elder Great Millstone, and salutation to all y'all coming on having the Bible bidding to the marriage. Um, I was gonna read about Emmett Till. This video is gonna be about how it's gonna be titled "Never Forget," right? I'm gonna get a Bible scripture before I read into this. Um, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 15. That which has been is now, and that which is to be has already been. And Yahweh required that which is past. I want to read that. And that which has been is now, and that which is to be has already been. And Yahweh required that which is past. So everything, basically meaning in a loop. Basically, it's just it's happened, right? And it's require that which is past. So the Lord needs everything. Something like along the line, and and doesn't matter how secret it is too. You got Edomites, right? Hiding stuff that they used to do, right? Let's say something not something minor, something very secretive, like I don't know, the Illuminati, right? Recently people just found out about them, but all the stuff that they done in the dark, right, is gonna be required of them. All these Jake out there, who joined Esau hand in hand, you're gonna have to pay for that, All these celebrities like Chris Brown, Usher, who's some NBA young boy or whatever. All these people who joined hand in hand with Esau, that took that blood covenant with him, who done wickedness in the dark, thinking no one's gonna see it, or right, or something along the lines of like, let's say Esau, George Washington had slaves. That was like in the 1700s. George Washington had slaves. And now guess what? He's gonna have to pay for that. You know. So the Lord requires of the past, no matter how old it is, right? I want to read, never. I'm gonna title this video "Never Forget" because we can't forget. And he's only 14. Look at this. He was only 14 when this happened, right? You know, Emmett Lewis Till, July 25th, 1941. But these devils, right? Esau's gonna have to pay for this. What we did to Jake. Not only him, but rest of Jake. None of this is gonna go excused. The Lord's gonna remember it. The Lord's eyes are 10 times brighter than the sun. So it makes you think you can hide anything you did in the past. Like Esau talking about erasing history, right? You're a coward. Esau's a coward. Be a man. You did these things. Be a man about it, and say you did them. You're the devil. Just say I'm a devil and I need to be put down. That's what you needed. Esau needs, every Edomite needs to go on live TV and say that. I'm gonna get this. July 25th, 1941, August 28th, 1955, was a 14-year-old African American who was lynched in Mississippi in 1955 after being accused of offending a white woman in her family's grocery store. The brutality of this murder and the fact that his killers were acquitted drew attention to the long history of violent persecution of African Americans in the United States. So telling you right here that he wasn't the first and he wasn't the last, right? Esau's gonna in the United States till posthumously became an icon of the civil rights movement. Till in a photograph taken by his mother on Christmas Day, 1954. Till was born and raised in Chicago. I'm gonna read it from the top. Till was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois during summer vacation August 1955. He was visiting relatives near Money, Mississippi in the Mississippi Delta region. He spoke to 21-year-old Caroline Bryant, the white married proprietor of a small grocery store there. Although what happened at the store is a matter of dispute, Till was accused of flirting with or whistling at Till's interaction with Bryant perhaps unwittingly violated the unwritten code of behavior for a black male interacting with a white female in the Jim Crow era. Several nights after this incident in the store, Bryant's husband, Roy, and his half-brother J.W. Millen were armed when they went to Till's great-uncle's house, abducted Emmett. They took him away and beat and mutilated him before shooting him in the head and sinking his body in the Tallahatchie River. That's why they basically beat and mutilated him, and retrieved from the river. Till's body was returned to Chicago, where his mother insisted on open casket. Till exposed the world for. I'm gonna go down a little more. What later said the open coffin funeral held by Maureen Till Bradley exposed the world to more than her son Emmett Till's bloated, mutilated body. Her decision focused attention not only on U.S. racism and the barbarism of lynching, but also on the limitations and vulnerabilities of American democracy. Tens of thousands attended his funeral, viewed his open casket, and images of his mutilated body were published in black-oriented magazines and newspapers, rallying popular black support and white sympathy across the U.S. Intense scrutiny brought to bear on the lack of black civil rights in Mississippi. Now look at this. In September of 1955, an all-white jury found Bryant and Millen not guilty of Till's murder, protected against double jeopardy. The two men publicly admitted in a 1956 interview with Lookman that they had killed Till. Till's murder was seen as a catalyst for the next phase of the civil rights movement. In December 1955, the Montgomery bus lasted more than a year. So basically, Esau, back then Esau was not afraid to admit to doing it, right? Esau has hell to pay, right? He just basically admitted to doing, yeah, we killed him, So like, they basically tortured him and killed him. No, what the scripture say? Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. You can't trust Esau, right? Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So like, if you ever seen iron before it's rusty, then over time it gets rusty. At the end of the day, iron gets rusty. Because that's the point of the scripture saying iron will rust at the end of the day. At the end of everything, it's gonna show. It's gonna be worn out. So like basically, what Esau can't. He's gonna show his true horns. And back then Esau, he always showed his true horns because he had power back then. Now he look at him. He's squirmishing like a snake in the grass. Now he's hiding away like a coward because Esau is trying to run away from his history. He's a demon. Never forget. Look at this. The history of lynching in America. White Americans used lynching to terrorize and control black people in the 19th and early 20th centuries. A lynching is the public killing of an individual who has not received any due process. Basically, you don't know. Basic lynching just means you're killing people in the public without further investigation on the crime that you think they committed. Esau would just kill Jake just to kill Jake. Basically that's what it's saying. Who has not received any due process. These executions were often carried out by lawless mobs, though the police officers did participate under the pretext of justice. Lynching were violent public acts that white people used to terrorize and control black people in the 19th, 20th century. Particularly in the South, lynching typically evoked images of black men and women hanging from trees, but they involved other extreme brutalities such as torture, mutilation, decapitation, desecration. Some victims were burned alive. A typical lynching involved a criminal accusation and arrest and the assembly of a mob, followed by seizure, physical torment, and murder of the victim. Lynchings were often public spectacles attended by the white community in the celebration of white supremacy. Photos of lynching were often sold as souvenir postcards. Look, you saw the demon. Who does that? Who has photos of lynchings, right? The southern trees bear strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the root. Black body swinging in a southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the pulper trees. Strange fruit written by Abel Murrell Pohl and recorded in 1939 by Billie Holiday. How many people were lynched? From 1882 to 1968, 4,743 lynchings occurred in the U.S. according to a record. Nah, man, nah, I don't. From okay, nah, man, it's gotta be more than 4,000. I don't believe it. And Esau be lying. And that's not even. That's nope. You can't buy that. Look at Esau. Look, everything that Esau ever lied about is gonna be brought to light, man. In the kingdom, we're gonna know how many people Jake killed. Lynched. We're gonna know how many people Esau lynched of Jake, right? In the kingdom, we're gonna know it probably 300,000, 400,000, a million. You don't know. Esau gave you a small number like this. This is not even close because he's a liar. This is why I don't listen to Esau. And Esau tells me, yeah, okay, full of shit. How many lynchings occurred because there was no formal tracking? Many historians believe the true number is underreported. The highest number of lynchings during the time period occurred in Mississippi was 581 recorded. Georgia was second with 531. Texas was third with 493. Lynching did not occur in every state. There are no recorded lynching. Man, shut up. No, Esau, stay lying, man. Are you sure Wisconsin? Are you serious? Wisconsin. There's no lynching. There's no recorded lynching. It doesn't. Lynching did not occur in every state. You're lying. Esau's a liar. They all had that hatred. Now Esau trying to water it down. Like, yeah, there's a couple of states. You got 3 states. You got Georgia, Mississippi, Texas. Yeah, nah. Other states didn't have that in the South. We're talking about Wisconsin. Come on. Nevada. Are you serious? Maine. Arizona. Just because they're not recorded doesn't mean it didn't happen. Esau's full of shit, man. I don't know how Jake trusts this man with the vaccine. Man, oh man, I'm telling you, man. Esau try to. I'm gonna jab. Esau try to come to my house get me a vaccine. I'm gonna take that vaccine and stab him with it. Fit in his arm. Like ridiculous, man. How you gonna trust this man? Black people were the primary victims of lynching. 3,446, or about 72% of black people were lynched. The 72% of the people who were lynched were black, but they weren't the only victims of lynching. Some white people were lynched for helping black people or for being anti-lynching immigrants from Mexico, China, Australia, and other countries were also lynched. So basically, Esau, I'm telling you, Esau doesn't care. He'll sacrifice his own to get Jake. Well, it probably did happen. You going against your own people. Esau's gonna throw your ass in there. You know what? You wanna help the nigga? You're a nigga now. Good luck, nigga. It's Esau. You wanna help, nigga? You a nigga. This Esau's a dick. Esau's getting everybody. Back then. That's when Esau power. When Esau, what years were these? I'm gonna check the year. This was Esau when Esau was truly empowered from 1800. It was from 1600 all the way up to 1960s probably. Esau is dwindling. His power is dwindling, man. He can't be as wicked as he wants to anymore. You know. Allegations behind lynching. White mob often use dubious criminal accusations to justify lynching. A common claim used to lynch black men was perceived sexual transgression against white women. Charges of rape were routinely fabricated. These allegations were used to enforce segregation and advance stereotypes of black men as violent, hypersexual aggressors. Hundreds of black people were lynched based on accusation of other crimes, including murder, arson, robbery, and vagrancy. Many victims of lynching were murdered without being accused of any crime. They were killed for violating social customs or racial expectations, such as speaking to white people with less respect than what white people believed they were owed. Esau doesn't deserve nothing. Esau doesn't deserve no respect. He needs to be put down. But that's it on that. Can't trust this man though. You know, that's a couple of things I was getting on, but a man like that, man, he doesn't deserve no respect, man. We shouldn't even have to speak on a level where you gotta like belittle ourselves for him. Fuck him. But back then we had no choice, man. That's she's so mad, but the time's over, man. Those times are over. You gotta belittle ourselves for Esau. It's coming to the time where Esau's gonna have to belittle. No, it doesn't even matter what he says or does. He's gonna die anyways. Where is like, yeah, I don't care. Dead. You're gonna die. Esau, man. Lynched Jake, right? Tortured, raped, our women, and all this other, Esau is gonna pay for that. Esau is gonna pay for that. For everything he's ever done to Jake. He's not gonna get away with that. And I'm gonna get Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him, and sat down to take peace from the earth. Who took peace from the earth, right? It's not the Arabs, it's not the Chinese, it's not the East Indians, it's not the Africans, who taking peace from the earth? Who's putting plastic in the waters? Who's putting plastic? Who made plastic? Animals are, suffocating to kill themselves. There are a lot of animals beaching themselves, man. You gotta just look at some videos. Animals are committing suicide in the ocean because they can't live. They're eating too much. There's plastic. They're jumping out of the ocean, throwing themselves on land, committing suicide because they can't live. You know who who's polluting space with trash? Space trash or all around the atmosphere. Who's who created germ warfare, nuclear warfare? Psychological warfare. There's always some type of war, right? Who's trying to who's poisoning the food? With GMOs. Who's putting food dyes? Who's making dyes and putting it in your food for candy, right? Who's putting red 40, centipede blood or whatever, cockroaches and whatever, Who's putting this stuff in your candy? Who's giving you these vaccines to get you sick, No, not no way the Ishmael is doing this. Arabs are not doing this. The Hawaiians ain't doing this. The Chinese ain't doing it. That's so-called white man, He's that red horse, and he's red. Look at him. Look at that. You just see him. You can tell Esau to stay in the cold or stay in the sun. I'm telling you, he's gonna turn red. Look right there. Boom. You already got your devil. He turns red, just as the scripture says. A red horse. He is red. He's a red devil. You know, and that sat down to take peace from the earth, and that should kill one another, right? And there was given unto him a great sword. Man, Esau has a great sword. The Lord blessed him on the left hand side. He knows so much, man. Psychological, how your brain works, right? He knows why your molecule. He knows a bunch of. Esau he's a demon, man. He's the devil, but he's a smart devil. Somewhat. Because if he was smart, he would make a real disease instead of blaming COVID variant. Oh, there's another variant, and it evolved into Delta, Omicron, and all Beta, Alpha, Omega. Like all these, like man, you might as well just throw something out there, throw something real already. It's like people ain't buying this. Esau, but yeah, power was given on to him. Germ. He created smallpox, right? H1N1. Chicken pox, mad cow disease or whatever. He weaponized Ebola. He weaponized a lot of the diseases you see around you. He created nuclear weapons, right? Nuclear missiles, nuclear bombs. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You know, So who has this great sword? Who took peace from the earth? Right? You know who's in power right now? You know Esau. You know Babylon, right? NATO, EU. You know you got all these Edomites in power. You know ultimately America, Babylon, right? You know, but Esau is in power regardless of whether it be America or Europe because all these countries are in league together. You know these are all Edomites. You know Esau is in power. You know whether it be Britain or America, it's still Edomites, right? So Esau's in power, right? You know who's weaponized and used Smith and Wesson, these snipers and all this who put snipers on dogs? Look at this. Let me get something. Look at this. Like Esau is gonna come down with great wrath for one of these, man. But never forget, man. Like Esau, don't forget what Esau has done to us, right? Even though I got off track, I went to something. I went to a whole different topic, breaking down Revelations 12 and 6, I think 12:6. So like Revelation 6 and 4. But yeah, Esau has weapons like this. Who else could be doing this? Who's doing it? Ishmael? Ishmael lives in a tent in a mud house made out of clay. Come on, man. Esau, the Arabs. Like Esau done away. No, he's not. I mean, come on, man. All these weapons, we just gotta. Esau always telling them about. They're done away. They're gone. Vocab. Esau is done away with. Esau didn't exist. He doesn't exist no more. Okay, you're Esau. That's why. Damn, devil, always hiding. You know. No, but this is it for Esau. No, don't forget what he done to us, right? Lynched our people, hung us, right? Mutilated us. It's sick, man. That we had we were on top of the world at one point. No, we're gonna be back on top. I'm gonna get the scripture. Revelation 18:6. Reward her as she even as she rewarded you. You know. So how would Christians fight this verse, right? It's talking about Babylon, right? And how did Babylon treat the Lord's chosen people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? With treachery, deception, killings, rape, murder. What? How? How do you fight this verse? How do you argue this verse? Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup which she has filled to her double. So Esau, right? The Lord is all about getting payback, but not only he's getting payback, but he's about to give you something extra. Also, look, the scripture said that. Reward her even as she rewarded you. Give back what she did to you. Like let's say you had a cup, a liter, a cup. I don't know, a small cup, right? I don't know. I wish I had a measuring. I can get a measuring tape. Let's say you got a cup, a teaspoon. Esau did a teaspoon to us. Or let's say the Lord called that a teaspoon. What Esau did to us, and now he's saying do unto her double. So give her a gallon, right? It says, Esau gave us a liter. We're gonna give him a gallon to what he did to us. You ever seen a gallon of water? Them giant jugs at the store, right? You got Polish. I'm trying to break it down, but you ever seen a Polish Spring bottle, right? Then you have a gallon. Esau done what he did to us. Reward her even as she rewarded you. Esau gave us a cup, right? But we're gonna give on to him double. Give him that. Give him way more what he did to us. According to her works in the cup which she has filled to her double. We're gonna double it. You know, you're gonna drink from that cup. We drunk from that cup. But the difference between me, how we go through it, how we went through all that pain and suffering is that it's gonna be way worse for you. We're not gonna do. It's not gonna be evened out. You know. You lynched us, we lynch you, or you shoot us, we shoot. No, no, we're not. No, we're not gonna be playing fair. There's gonna be a Jake that's gonna kick your head off, like from as far as a football stadium. You know, you're not gonna get hung with a noose. You're gonna get, I don't know, man. It might be a electric chain. I don't know, man. If Jake wanna put you in a, I don't know, man. Spiritual chains, of spirit. I don't know, man. It's just amazing. Like think about this. You know, the best thing to meditate on, see stuff is Mortal Kombat. Let me show you guys this. Meditate on stuff like this. You know, look, imagine that. You know, think about Esau. Or this character from a movie. Wait a second. Oh man, a coach trying to look for something. Wait, I think I can. Oh, look at the. You know, imagine. You know, we gotta think on a level where, you know, look at the. Jake is gonna be able to do that. Look at that. So we gotta meditate these terrible works upon Esau, Edom. You know, after everything he's done to us, right? Jake gonna be able to shoot that out of his hand. You know, we're not gonna play fair. We're not gonna. It's not gonna be Eve back to. We're not gonna be like, we're gonna do the same thing you did to us. No, we're gonna do that, right? We're gonna do the same exact thing you did to us, but not only that, but we're gonna add our own twist to it also. You know, you're gonna have your own evil works going against you, right? We're gonna do what you, and we're gonna do our own thing to you. You know, it's gonna be something. You know, double the pain. Okay, what you did, you destroyed the nation of Israel. The scripture said you destroyed mine heritage. You're gonna have to pay for that. Destroyers of mine heritage. Jeremiah 15:11, because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as a heifer and bellows at. Wait up, 50 and what? 50. The word that. Okay, let me go down to the. When those of you have been sheep, follow our cause, and mother shall be sore found. Because you were glad, right? Esau was glad. Esau was grinning, smiling. Esau enjoyed Jake at the bottom, right? Torturing our people because ye rejoice, oh, ye destroyed the mine heritage. Destroyed Jake mentally, physically, spiritually. Jake talking to himself, right? Jake screaming like, you ever seen Jake bugging out? Jake, no, physically we're no, we're destroyed, right? Our mental state. Jake. You not only we but not only if Jake is lost his mind, into he Lord smite us with madness, right? Through the hands of Esau. We were smited with madness, right? Not only we're smited with madness, some of us have low self esteem, right? That that's a there's a demon for everything, right? There's a demon that give you low self esteem, depression, right? Sadness. um destroyed us physically. So Jake Esau says we gotta eat three meals a day. That's not true. Not true one bit. Every single creature on this planet Earth can go weeks without food. Why is it only humans have to eat 3 meals a day? I seen videos on Animal Planet where lions will eat one whole meal and wait a couple of days till they eat their next. Like birds too. Like every animal, every creature the Lord ever created doesn't need to eat every single day. That's not scriptural. Some of us, right, are over bigger than others, right? Because the Esau system, we get food addicted, right? Esau promotes that on commercials, right? McDonald's, Wendy's, right? Burger King. He pits it in your face, so like it's hypnotizing, right? It's a form of witchcraft because he knows you're gonna go for it. Because look, hey, look, we got a Whopper Baconator, and it's all slow motion, showing you the lettuce, the tomatoes, the delicious. It's supposed to get you the Whoppers and all these Big Macs. They want you to get that. You spending money on you get big. You getting cancer, right? You know. Not only that, but spiritually we're destroyed also, right? Destroys on our head, mind. We converted. Jake is Islamic, Muslim, Christian, what Catholics. We got Catholic. Jake want to be a Buddha. Jake want to be a part of the Buddha thing. Jake or Jake doesn't do any of that, and all they do is party. Yeah, that too. Jake can't be serious. Jake don't want to. Oh, you destroyed the mind heritage because you are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. That goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at her all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon. All you that bend the bow, shoot at her and spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord. Right? How does she sin against the Lord? Man, oh man. Transgenderism, GMOs, Israel. You already know. You can look up the history. We all know it's Jake been but let's talk about things that other people don't that's not really considered the air. Esau just destroyed the whole earth. They're poisoning the animals. The animals are getting tired of Esau, man. I've been seeing a lot of. I need to make a video on this. I'm gonna make another video, man. Oh man, but dogs are getting tired of Esau. Cats, the damn earth. The earth shall rise up against them. Talking about, if you look at the planet Earth, it's alive, right? There's trees. There's an ecosystem. There's trees here, right? There's there's trees. There's plants. There's bushes. There's flowers. There's birds. There's bugs. There's this planet. There's soil. There's volcanoes. This planet is alive. Earth is alive, right? And it's sick. The planet's sick. And what is it? What is these tsunamis and hurricanes and tornadoes are meaning? I mean, ultimately it's the Lord, right? Casting judgment upon this place, right? Ultimately, yeah, the Lord using the earth, right, to cast judgment upon these wicked places in America. Esau, the earth is starting to get tired of this wickedness. It's starting to get tired of Edom, you know, and it's making the earth sick. You keep, you're messing with the earth too much. Esau's draining of its blood. What's like basic oil, right? Oil. You see that black goo. That's it, that Esau be taking from the earth. Think of it as blood. It keeps the earth from causing earthquakes. Causing friction between each other. It's like a lubricant between the plates, so the earth could run naturally. But since Esau is draining it, right, draining the earth of its natural, lifeline, everything's going out of whack. Not only that, but you're poisoning the atmosphere with chemtrails, man. The earth, tornadoes are popping up more and more. And everybody's gonna tie to Esau, man. The animals are, the planet is, the damn trees are. The tree, I mean, the trees are gonna, man. Everybody's gonna tie to Esau. Jake is right. The heathens are Iran. It's over for you. You know, the man of sedition shall be revealed. I want to end it with that. But we're almost out of here, and Esau is almost done away. He's gonna be done away with. Literally after slavery, he's gonna be done away with. Then, they always talking about Esau done away with. Nah, you're not done away with yet, man. Yeah, as soon as they're burnt up, Esau is done away with. Not now Esau. Guess what? That to the Christians, man, you're gonna be 1,000 years late. You're predicting something that didn't happen yet. Hey, look, you were right. 1,000 years. It just took you 1,000 years. To be right. But yeah, never forget what Esau's doing. But yeah, the Lord's coming back, and the Lord's coming back to destroy him. Put him in captivity. But I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders, great millstone, and salutation to all y'all, Kim Mahal and Bawe. Till next time, say Shalom.